Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank the witnesses for both of you for being here, for your distinguished service to our country and all that serve underneath you. Secretary Donley and General Welsh, in your prepared statement, you talked about the KC46 as one of the top Air Force acquisition priorities, particularly given that obviously our tankers go back to the Eisenhower era of making sure that we update our tankers. The importance of the in-flight refueling missions is certainly the linchpin for our being able to carry out almost any mission in the world, as well as supporting our allies. You also, I understand, General Welsh, from the discussion you and I certainly had this morning in my office, that you are in the process, the Air Force is in the process of making the decision on the basing of this, particularly for the Air National Guard, and that will be upcoming. I just want to applaud you for the transparent and objective process you have applied thus far. I think it won't come as a surprise to both of you, but both Senator Shaheen and I feel very strongly about the performance of our 157th Air Refueling Unit at Pease, and we welcome the objective nature of this process because certainly Pease has a strategic location, only 12 minutes from very important refueling tracks, and also an already existing active duty association that we're very proud of. And of course, for us, just what our unit has already done in every conflict in terms of their utilization and the excellent work they've done to support essentially almost every mission that the Air Force has been involved in most recently. So I'm very proud of Pease. I know that Senator Shaheen is as well, and I want to commend both of you just for the way you've conducted the process this far. Do we expect this process to go forward in May, where you will be making final decisions?
Yes.
Okay. Good. And so one of the questions I would have to you going forward, as we look at the impact of sequestration, what type of impact could that have on, for example, our acquisition of the KC46A in terms of purchasing the numbers that we need to meet our capacity going forward?
As I suggested, Senator, the acquisition plan for the KC46 remains intact. It's 179 aircraft, 7 aircraft, I think 8 aircraft by FY17, the first development aircraft by FY15. So the program is on track today. It's a contract which is, we think, in the best interests of the warfighter and the taxpayer, limits the government's exposure at about $4.9 billion. And we need to make sure that those contract requirements stay funded over the next several years. So we'll do our best to keep that on track and make sure that the KC46 remains a high priority and a funded program.
And of course, we also need to make sure that our pilots get the appropriate training and flying hours, not just in our refuelers, but obviously our fighters as well. And that remains a significant challenge going forward with sequestration, does it not, General?
Senator, clearly it does. And in fact, just as a side note, if you'll permit me, we have a KC-135 crew we lost in Kyrgyzstan just this past week. And this morning, we're still searching for the remains of one of those crew members.
And our thoughts and prayers are with their families and their loss for their sacrifice for our country. Thank you.